Good day, everyone, from me, Andre Viljoen, bringing you this week's Gateway News, God's Stories of Africa. Last Saturday, a large motorcade rolled through the length and breadth of Nelson Mandela Bay to boldly proclaim a message of revival and restoration as part of a 3-day campaign of prayer and fasting by local churches and the municipality. Traveling behind a mass procession of motorbikes was the One People, One Vision Heal Our Bay truck, which was a launch pad for ministry as the motorcade stopped at shopping malls during its all-day trek through the city. And at each stop, a 71-year-old Nelson Mandela Bay woman who was part of the crew standing on the truck was given the microphone to share the gospel of Jesus for 5 minutes as others distributed gospel tracts to excited bystanders. Gateway News interviewed the lady evangelist Suzanne Pelans this week. Suzanne told me she is a shy, reserved person, except when she is obeying God's explicit instructions, a principle she has followed during a miracle-filled 30-year journey that has resulted in thousands of people equipped to minister and millions of people accepting Jesus across Africa and Asia. She says there was much joy in the city as the procession traveled through on Saturday. She believes something special happened and that the atmosphere in the city changed. Many people prayed the sinner's prayer during her gospel presentations that day. If you would like to read part 1 of a 2-part series I am writing on my interview with Suzanne, in which she shares some of what God has done through her life since she began to follow Jesus in 1974 after he healed her beloved horse Jackie Boy when he was injured after a horse show in Johannesburg. You can click on the Suzanne story link in the description below this video. In other news, an exciting new prayer channel called SA Belongs to Jesus is being launched on Telegram with an eye on next year's general election. An initiative of South African prayer leaders, SA Belongs to Jesus will launch on the 1st of September with a prayer spoken by Janet Brand Hollis of SA Back to God, the first of hundreds of Christians who will share prayers for unity of the church, for godly and capable government, for the upcoming election, for revival, and for a blessed and righteous nation. You can register to join the group now. Just search for SA Belongs to Jesus on Telegram and sign up. Advocate Richard Crompton, senior pastor of Word of Faith Christian Church in Kaberga, which is administering the group, says they have agreed to the following guidelines. It will be apolitical. There will be no criticism of the government, no criticism of a specific political party, no self-promotion. Only multi-network city or national prayer events will be advertised, and prophetic words from recognized prophets all over South Africa will be shared. Religious freedom leaders have called on Christians not to miss the deadline to comment on the recently published marriage bill by Thursday, the 31st of August. 4SA Executive Director Michael Swain says you can use a submission template on the homepage of the 4sa.org.za website and follow instructions, or comment via the Dear SA platform. He urges believers to support 4SA's recommended amendments to the bill, aimed at ensuring that nobody is forced to solemnize a marriage that is contrary to their beliefs, and that state-employed marriage officers are never forced to perform the spiritual aspects of a marriage in violation of their conscience. From Uganda comes a story of a brave Christian evangelist who says he has no regrets after Muslim extremists attacked and beat him for teaching on Christ's divinity at an open-air evangelistic event in eastern Uganda earlier this month. Morning Star News reports that 34-year-old evangelist and father of 4, Robert Fasali Mia, said, At least they heard the gospel. During his message on the 11th of August, Mia asserted that the Bible affirms Jesus' uniqueness as the Son of God who grants forgiveness of sins by virtue of his death on the cross and his subsequent resurrection. The leader of his attackers said they could not allow him to mislead people and dragged him off the podium. Another attacker sprayed what looked like acid, while another hit him with a thorny object and stepped on his back and stomach. Christians who tried to help Mia were wounded as the attackers turned on them and beat them and Mia with walking sticks. The Christians eventually pushed back their assailants, and the event organizers rushed Mia to a clinic. While still in pain and recovering at home, Mia said the beating was worth it. Thank you so much for watching God's Stories of Africa. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. And of course, help us spread God's stories far and wide by liking and commenting. Don't forget, if you want to read more on Suzanne's amazing story, to click on the link in the description below. God bless you abundantly until we meet again next week.